sure, exactly. And he's also going to be saving up that battery and deploying that battery to try to defend as much as possible. Well, hello everybody and welcome here to 2S Formula 1 Season X. We've gone to there from the down under into the Middle East here in Abu Dhabi, one of the richest countries in the world. Got plenty of money, got plenty of drivers on the grid this evening to battle it out, and I'm the Biggles, and I'll be joined once again as another substitute driver coming in. Driver/commentator would be Mr. Tipsy Bob.
Greetings and salutations, Mr. Biggs. I'm here to save the day once again.
You are, and you saved the day last week, and you got a drive in the Tier 4.
I did. I think that might have been my reward. Well, do you know what? I actually probably wasn't a reward because I was telling my old mucker chief, to get out of Northern Irish word mucker, my friend, anyone's not familiar with that is, my old friend, that I was really struggling in Australia last week, and he let me race. So I'm kind of pushing the luck, Biggs, and I've reserved again for Tier 4 tomorrow.
Oh, you have? Excellent. So
I have, yeah.
This is gonna, yeah.
Because I was going to say, I don't practice these tracks anymore. See, I don't really race full time anymore. Well, just a Tier 1 SLR. So I just practice like maybe an hour or so before the race. So I haven't actually done any running here myself. So hopefully that'll be it.
You have it. So Jamie, I think we got it right this time around, haven't we? Jamie the man has said, okay, he's, I'm not quite sure if he's going to do qualifying. He's elected to say something about that. Because not doing qualifying this evening. Just going to sit there and have a couple of those champers in that very expensive, or one of those very expensive yachts. You can borrow my yacht if you want, Jamie.
Ooh.
I got a tool for him.
Do you know what, Biggs? I can kind of understand why he's doing this. Now, I know a lot of drivers like to do it. It is a fun challenge, yes. But we've seen last week, he does have pretty mega pace. Well, in Australia that was, of course. We'll see how it turns out for him in this race. The thing I will point out is that we do have a very good turnout this week for 2S. It's I think across all the leagues really, it's getting difficult to fill the grids because of the nature of the game really. But the last challenge, the first challenge, might be a bit more tricky for Jamie this week because we've got Justin is here, we've got Icewind is here, and we've got Galileo. Now, there are other quicker drivers here, yes, but those are the three standout guys who are remarkably quick. So, Jimmy, if he's going to win, he's going to have to beat those three guys.
That's absolutely true. I'm going to pull up those standings in a second. We're on a hot lap right now. I apologize about that one. I had to just alt out of the game there for a second just to pull it up. Just to kind of see the hot lap there from Mr. Crystals. And he's just invalidated that lap. I'm going to pull up those standings actually at the moment that you were talking about, Mr. Tipsy Bob. So that we can kind of get an idea of what is going on in this situation world of 2S. Now that they've combined all the tiers together, of course. And it's Mr. Futuristic leading championship there over Lavi. Snail Hanky as well. You know, I'm familiar with some of these names out there. Of course, we just had Mr. Jamie, that's been a relatively new driver. Not going to be doing any qualifying this evening. He's coming to the championship. I don't see his name up on the list, but because he had that race win last week. Anyway, that's the standings from Australia, the overall. 159 points to 155, so it's pretty tight at the top there between Futuristic and Barbie.
I don't know why, but Justin is out on intermediates. Now,
Yes.
people like to fool around. I get it. I fool around, but I mean, it is still a league race, and you know, if people would take it a little, he spins, he's lost it. It would be nice if people would take it a little bit seriously. We are here to have fun, of course, and the person who likes to have the most fun is me. I love having a bit of a laugh on comms, but if we're going to have a race, then come on, man.
Well, I believe I've seen this from esports drivers as well too, and other leagues. They actually do it to try to grippen up the track, but he's just doing burnouts at the moment. You know, it rubbers in the track for qualifying, but that's something that benefits everybody, of course.
Like, I know in other leagues, they don't really like people trying that, you know, last the first challenge. They like the people just treat it properly, you know, qualify, whatever, but that's fine. But, you know, doing it here, I think that's pretty fine. But, I mean, stick mediums on, man. Justin, come on, dude. And get some laps in.
Yeah, it's true. You should be good practicing as much as possible. For sure, as we're watching this Haas driver there of Larby, who's currently running second in the championship, really putting a flying lap in on the soft tyres. And he's lighting up the timing boards. What do you think is a good time around here, mate? I said you said you don't put a lot of practice in. Last one goes quicker. I think it's a 136 point. I think it's a 136 flat. It could be a 135 here from Larby. It's a 136.2. Wow.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, at the start, I haven't done any running at all. I haven't seen any running at all in Abu Dhabi. I haven't been checking in with the boys to see what is a good time. So I'm in the dark. I just know if we're going to be looking for someone to set a top time, the guys you're looking at would have been Justin if he sticks, you know, softs on. Justin, who else? There, Galileo and Icewind are the main quick boys here. Jakob, as he spins. I'm not really sure about Jakob. I don't think I've actually seen him before. But something tells me I have. So, yeah, realistically, we're looking at Justin, Ice, and Galileo definitely need to be in the mix in the top 5 for Poly.
Well, yeah, Jacob just on board with right now, just lit up the timing boards there with the purple. He got a little bit of a toe down that back straight, and that's that massive straight between 7 and 8, where you get the overtaking opportunities for that first little S's. We've got another DRS straight activation here on the other back straight, and that's between turn 10 and 11. And now it looks like Nerkol's getting a little bit of toe from him. No, he's going to back off on this lap. He's going to let the Ferrari just lifted completely, I think. Quite mistaken. Let's have a look at his third sector times.
Safety car is not, from memory, a very common thing in Abu Dhabi. I can't really remember many races that I've done over the years that there's been many safety cars. But then again, given the nature of the fact that we've merged all the leagues, all the tiers together, the tier 3, the tier 2, and the tier 1 have merged. Assists are allowed now. Tier 1 usually wasn't allowed any assists. Add to the fact that we've got a mixture of levels of drivers, and on top of that, we've got 20 of them. So, you know, who knows? It's likely we might get at least one safety car.
Yeah, very possible. Very possible. Crystal's putting a blistering lap, my friend, on the medium tyres, fastest middle sector. That's pretty impressive. Final corner to come around right now for the McLaren driver. This could be up there around there where the Hasses are. Well, it's P5, but that's 0.2 off the quickest time. Let's say Larson put a brilliant time in there on the mediums. We'll get about Tranquilo, the Ferrari driver now. Lighting up the time board. Has traffic up ahead, but will that compromise him? No, there's Joe getting completely out of the way, so I don't think it did. He put his foot down out of the corner, and the car's stuck. He didn't have to lift. And his first sector's been replaced, actually, by a driver further down there of Bindi Binkley. His name's Tipsy Bob, but he will commit to the Ferrari at the moment once he gets through the final sector.
No, it's Blindevink.
Blindevink.
Yeah, Blindevink. One thing about this track that I really do not like, if I can just be critical for a moment, is the pit lane exit.
The tunnel.
I mean, I'm sure when they were designing it, they thought it was a pretty cool idea. But I mean, the car goes underneath the track, away from people who can see it. It's like, and then I'm amazed that there hasn't been more incidents in the tunnel on the exit, because it seems to be really tight. So
yeah, you're right.
Not a fan of the pit exit at all.
Yeah, it's quite strange, especially with the amount of money that they have. Seeing car stopped out on
Exactly.
track between turn 3 and 4. I think that's an AlphaTauri. Just waiting, getting out of the way. And there is Mr. There's Mr. Blink, the old Blinkster. Blindy. Blindevik got that pole position there by 1 second. Provisional pole, of course. Times will start tumbling down. 7 minutes and change to go in qualifying session here in Abu Dhabi. Pretty good time.
So we've got, Biggs, we've got Justin's on his proper lap now on mediums. And to be fair to him, he is properly pushing. He's actually went a purple, I don't know if that's a spectator bug for me, but he's went purple sector 2. Oh, a little bit twitchy in sector, just out of the chicanes there. Let's see, I'm just going to run on board with him, Justin, to see how he gets on. Tricky corner this, easy to lock up for the guys who are not used to running with the line up. Of course, Justin is very familiar. He's a no assists driver. We got a yellow in sector 2, but Justin is almost completed this lap. You don't want to run too wide there and validate all that hard work. Cuts the curb a little bit to drag the car around on the throttle, and he puts it P3 with a medium run. That is a very good time from Justin. Like I said, he is one of the 3 drivers that I would consider being the top 5 of quali. Blindevink is a quick driver. I've known about that, but I just think Justin and Galileo and Ice overall are quicker. We've got Dog of War. Dog, just seen Justin's going past. Dog of War has had a reasonably big shunt. Was that Dog of War? Who was that? There was someone in the wall there.
I see. Yeah.
I'm not sure who
I'm trying to find the names when you're telling me somebody. I'm like going, where? I'm looking through 20 drivers' names. I was in Dog of War eventually there, but he was on track. Is at Lavi now, going back for another lap there in the Haas. So it's a 17.3. That's 17.2 is the quickest. So he's looking good. Yeah, I know. And it was 6 minutes and 30 seconds, I think it was, until Tipsy Bob mentioned about the line. There he is, Tipsy. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Oh, yes.
I was waiting to see how long it would be before you start commenting about drivers using the racing line because you don't use one.
I just commend people to just drop their assists and give it a go. It is the most rewarding way to race any game at all. Any racing game is to drop everything and do it yourself, because it is the most rewarding feeling, the most satisfying feeling, that if you grind yourself to get like a top 10, a top 5, even a podium finish with no assists, you can stand proud saying you did it yourself. You had no help whatsoever. And I know we've got a couple of guys, quite a number of guys in SLR dropped their assists, and I think from pretty much all of them have all agreed that it is a much more rewarding experience. It's not easy. There's no doubt about it. A lot of guys are used to it. It is not an easy thing to do. But I would just like to see more people just give it a go at least, rather than this hard, rather than this steadfast, absolutely not, kind of stance. Give it a go,
If you're old school like you and me, my friend, as I'm just watching Snelly Hankey airbox, he was going quicker on his lap, but he's elected not to continue with that one. If you're old school like you and me, my friend, we grew up with, I think you did, grow up with F1 games, racing games.
Yeah.
They didn't have racing lines back then. Back in the day, back in our day. Jeez, we sound
They didn't
old
even
now,
have
aren't we?
racing wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
We all had a race on keyboards. I mean, I used to play the Amiga.
Yeah, I remember the Amiga, mate.
Yeah, and you just on your keyboard for flip's sake,
Oh, they had the joystick, remember? You could do it on the joystick.
Oh, yeah,
I do remember
that's
driving
right.
on the joystick.
But you know what, man? I know we're getting to the end of quality here, but I was talking to a younger chap in his 20s a couple of days ago about the old days in gaming. And I think, I'm pretty sure that the old days of gaming the Commodore 64, the Amiga, even the Sega Mega Drive, I found the games were much more difficult. Like some of them were the difficulty levels was quite high. Of course, now you can select your difficulty, but yeah, I just think the games back then were a bit more of a challenge.
Were, mate. All the games back then were a challenge, especially even the challenge of the loading time and all that sort of jazz you had to do as well, too. That's something that people don't appreciate these days is that, well, you know, as a kid, when you had to wait 10, 15 minutes for a game to load, it was just exciting enough that the game loaded. That's 15 minutes that you committed. Yeah. And, you know, and even obviously before that, cassette tapes and stuff like that took even longer. You can just see that driver that goes underneath where Jacob just passed over. That was that pit entry. And then Jacob's gone into the... Yeah, there it is. The old Jakestov's had a bit of an issue hitting the lap pedal.
He's got disqualified. Just pick up Justin's on chat. Hello, Justin, man. Yeah, he's basically confirming what I was saying, that you can see the chat there, but he got his first P3. Now, Justin used to use, I think it was just the racing line he used to use, and people were obviously encouraging everyone to get rid of them. And I think Justin is one of the few guys that we can say that he's really demonstrated how good you can be if you just learn the tracks. Justin, of course, is really, really quick. And as he says, whenever he did get that P3 after dropping his assists, I nicknamed him Just Incredible. So yeah, nice. It is worth it, lads. It is worth it. Give it a go.
Well, let's go on board to your man. You can just sit hanging your hand out the window there and give him a wave there. That's Mr. Ocean Chief. He's just almost slapped the wall there. He did, I think. That's invalidated. As well. So, yeah, a little bit unfortunate for the Chief, but he still has 1 minute and 48 seconds to get another lap, and he's on the medium tyres, so that should be good for another one. Go further down there, Icewind, P16. He's on a pretty good flyer at the moment. He's only 1/10 currently down on the fastest qualifying time. It just seems like it must be a rev glitch that I'm getting, because he seems slow. He's in 4th gear, and it's actually 6th, 5th, 4th. No, it's just a sound glitch, I think, on board the Mercedes driver. He's up to 8th gear, and it sounds like he's in 4th gear.
Well, I'm keeping a close eye on Joel. He's just on his final lap, and Blindevink has also started his final lap. Joel is up by an absolute fraction. Not enough, far from it actually, to get pole, but of course only sector 1. Going to keep a wee eye on Blindevink as well, Biggs, but of course so far I'm running on board with Joel. He's getting almost a distant tow. I didn't see what the Blindevink's first sector time is, but I'm switching between the two guys here. Joel coming down after the big long straight, the heavy brake zone. Oh, it looked like he was going to overshoot it there, but Joel's doing a good job. Joel's another guy that's improved tremendously over the years. But here we go, DRS activated for Joel. Let's see what his sector 2 time is. Whereabouts? Oh, he's down.
No, he's
down. So Blindevink is up by a fraction in his sector 2 time. His sector 1 time, forgive me. So he is up. Joel has it all to do here. I don't think he's going to get... Oh, Futuristic sticks it into P2. Icewind is retired, but I want to stay on board here, Biggs, with Blindevink. He is up by almost 2.5 tenths. So he's just going to do, as we seen last week, Jimmy doing a Schumacher. We're going to see Blindevink doing a Schumacher. People can't beat his time, and then he goes out and beats it again.
This could be out, yeah.
The lap's not over. Oh,
there.
He messes it up.
I was going to say, it could have been a 34. He could have been the first one in the 34s. But a little bit of a mistake there. That paint is also a similar paint to what's on the French track.
No! What's he done?
He's disqualified for going the wrong way, but it doesn't really matter right now because qualifying is practically done and dusted. He's got 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
He loses pole. Nobody loses pole.
Oh, no, does he? If you get no knife, you get disqualified, do you?
Oh, yeah, he's been disqualified from qualifying. He's lost out his pole.
Oh.
So Futuristic is now the current championship leader, is sitting nice and snug in P1.
There you go.
Man.
It's all gone wrong.
As Grisha says, I agree, you never drive backwards in quality.
Oh, and Tranquilo just invalidated the final corner as well, too, for the Ferrari driver. As he was looking to improve. Snelly got up into P4. So he snuck that one under our noses there. What about Fox? Fox is practically the only one left on track. I think he might have he didn't invalidate. Will he improve on the medium tyres?
Oh, Galileo's up by half a second. Oh, and he clips the wall. This actually might be a really good time. This is going to stick him way up here. Let's see. Final corner to go. He has short shifts. Does he? No, he doesn't. Up to 5th. What does he get? Pole! Fantastic time by Galileo.
Kidding me?
He's one of the drivers I said at the start, Biggs. Watch out for Galileo.
Where did he pull that one from? I'm looking at the timing sheets, and he's got a slower first sector from his personal best, and then 2 personal bests. No purples whatsoever for this man, and he's just putting everybody else in the outer space here in Abu Dhabi.
Well, Galileo and Justin in the top 5. They are definite contenders now for this race win. I know anything can happen, and I know I'm jumping the gun. There's quite a bit of a race distance to go, but Justin on those mediums, let's point out, P4 on the mediums in Abu Dhabi, and then of course Galileo with that incredible pace. I reckon, no discredit to anyone else, I reckon the winner is going to come between one of those two. If they can survive, because anything can happen in these races, if they can survive, I reckon the win's going to come roughly between Galileo and Justin. But alas, let's wait and see what happens.
And yeah, well, there you go. So there's Jamie that didn't set a time, Nico there, Merlin. There's 3 or 4 drivers actually at the moment that did not set a time at all, and a few of them disqualified for crashes or just disqualifications, of course. Something's going, boop, 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 boop. Look, it's being ejected or re-injected back into my computer. I have no idea what that is, so hopefully if you do get it on stream, apologies. I can't do anything about it at this point. Everything is working, so whatever that's messing around. Maybe the gecko or my dingo's playing around with my cables at the back of the computer. Hope the stream is okay, guys. I haven't heard anybody say anything about sounds. Speakers sound interesting. That was for the driver that I was on board with before. That is one of those rev glitches. I think they did fix that, but obviously they haven't. 100% yet.
Well, I have the stream on my phone. I don't have the audio on because I can't bear listening to myself. So I have only the most sympathy for anyone that is listening. They have to listen to me. But yes, the stream is working perfect. The boys are in the chat. And I have noticed something which I want to pick up on, but I'm leaving it for another point. It's Thor. He dropped his phone in the bath. What is it with... We'll have Futuristic making his tea in the microwave. We have Thor talking about boiling water in the oven. And now he puts his phone in the bath. What is wrong? What is wrong with the Scandinavians? I love them all dearly, and there's many of them in the leagues, but they are strange people. Why? Just Thor, why did you have your phone in the bath with you?
Because in the bath, like actually like a bath in it. I mean, who has baths anymore, or is it a shower? But I mean, the bath. He's probably on his phone checking his messages. He go, boop.
I always take baths. I prefer a bath. Now, my brother said to me one time, my brother's older than me, and he says, I never get baths because you're literally lying in your own dirt. Which, to some degree, is true, but I prefer a bath. As I've often said to lads, I think I can say this, I like to lie in a bath and watch my, you-know-what, floating amongst the soapy suds.
And you know what's also good? Throw some Epsom salts in there. You didn't know it, my toes had a little bit of a collision with a rock that fell on it, and it's almost ripped my nail off. It's been swollen, and it's a lot of pain, mate, when I was picking up some wood there to burn in a fire on the weekend, and yeah, it hurt. Trust me, I was a lot when it did, but it's hopefully getting better. But it's anyway. I've been soaking Epsom salts. Epsom salts are very good. If you have Epsom salt bath, mate, you feel fantastic after it.
Well, here, man. Before they get round to the start, to see you're talking about your nail, ripping your nail off, you give me a memory. Whenever I was really young, like about 7 years old, now this is like parenting skills 100, not, but I was trying to cut one of my nails, my thumbnail, right, as a child, and I couldn't find the nail clippers anywhere. So do you know them scrapers that used to get back in the day on the electric ovens to scrape off like dried, like, it's like a scraper to scratch the stuff off. It's basically a razor blade. I tried cutting my nail with a razor blade, and I pushed too hard, and I sliced from the front of my nail right to the back. I squealed like a pig.
Ouch. Why would you do that? Oh, you learn by mistakes, don't you? That's the key. Well, don't do that out there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
No, don't not do that, people. Yes.
Well, mate, you know the rules of the trade here, and I'm pulling you in once again. Thank you very much, Tipsy Bob, for stepping in here to commentate. Unfortunately, yes. Gran was going to, but he had a last-minute family thing to do, so of course, family first. Anyway, we got Tipsy Bob here. G'day, Tipsy. I'm going to get ready to roll here.
I'll try my best and not trip myself up. Here we go. We got Greasy gets a jump start penalty already, but the lights are off and off we go. The Merc in the distance gets a good launch off the line. Oh, the Red Bull of Joel struggles, but Galileo and Futuristic get away reasonably clean. Oh, we got the Red Bull. Oh, we got a crash in the back. Who was that? That was Larson. Larson's struggling. Oh, the cars are flying left, right, and centre. It's hard to keep up. We've got an Alpine off track. We've got the Ferraris off track. They're all really struggling, but so far, Galileo and Futuristic and Justin are already building a little gap already. We've got a yellow in Sector 2. Whom bees that? It's Blindevink. Blindevink seem to have a bit of an issue further back. Oh my goodness, they're all passing left, right, and centre. It's pandemonium down this main straight. Surely someone's going to go for a lunge somewhere. I'm flicking through all the drivers here. Top three are checking out already. Well, we've got the McLaren having a go on Snella. Oh, and it kind of forced Snella to take a wider line. He's struggling, so you might see George here having a little go on Snella. No, I think he's happy enough to sit behind. What's going on further back? Let me see. We're getting a fantastic camera here. We've got the Mercedes of Jimmy is P8.
I know. I was just on board with him for a second. He's thinking about, but there's a bit of a tap on, but Crystal's gone around. Crystal's reset the track there. Oh, naughty. You got caught that on stream too.
Uh-oh. Brookline and Singer, sadly for Crystals, reset on track. He knows that you can't do that, so that will probably be a fat pen for Mr. Fedabara.
Justin Racer going to put some pressure on Futuristic right now. That's up the top. So yeah, crazy carnage there. George is up 6 places in the McLaren. He's been doing basically a Jamie, who's up 7, and Greaser's up 8. So, Greaser's in the pit, so no doubt I have to say he's probably got some damage. It's going to be very disappointing for his good start. Well, that was a jump start, my apologies. Yeah, he's serving a drive through.
Hang on, it says Jamie's up set. Did he not start last?
He did start, practically around last. There was a couple of drivers, remember, that DNF'd.
But this has completely changed there.
Oh, that is true.
The fact that he's up at P7, he's going for a lunge on Snella. Did he make it? No, it was Tranquilo. Sorry, he did the lunge on well, not a lunge, but it was a good move at that hairpin on the long straight.
I have to go back to Justin the Racer, my friend, putting some pressure on Futuristic at the top here. Justin's going 2 places, and that looks like a textbook 101 overtake without that DRS. So very good job there too for Justin that Racer. We know he's got some pace.
Man, I'm genuinely taken aback by this pace that Jamie's got. Like, he's gonna send it on Snella. We know he will Snella come inside. Snella isn't. Jamie sends it again. Well, I'm gonna say it. I think Jamie has got ABS because unless I'm missing something, but the braking, like how short a distance he can brake, you have to have that confidence. He's up. He's in the top 5.5, almost a lap and a half.
Whatever he's got, it's speed. That's for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I was saying that Galileo and Justin are definitely contenders, but at this pace, Jamie's going to run away with it.
It's also going to be burning his tyres out too, mate. Well, he's on the mediums, but wow, actually, I don't be burning him out too much. Here's a battle between Tequila, Fox, Ocean Chief. There's the Chief, my friend. There's your neighbor down the road. And they're all basically the Tranquilo DRS train that will be occurring now on this lap. And we have a local yellow out there for somebody's had a bit of a spinneroo. It's Futuristic. Wow.
So the championship leader is off. He's not out, but he's off.
That bring out full safety car. Oh, Crystals has absolutely bended in the wall. I just went on board with him as Futuristic was just getting back. I was trying to go to Futuristic, and then Crystals was like, bang, and he's lost a front wing, but he's alive. Go back to Jamie, because now he's put the pressure on George. Look at that, take Kenny from a baby, mate. What is going on? The Belgium driver. Oh, no. George is not getting that one easy, and George has gone around. So 2 McLarens in a space of half a lap are visiting the fence. Might have kept it out of the fence, actually. Well, mate, this is, are you going to get pumped about this one? This is what's going to be occurring perhaps tomorrow for SLR for the Tier 4. You're getting a little sneak peek.
It could be. I'm surprised people are struggling so much. I know, I mean, this game, some of the curbs are brutal, but they seem to be losing it at just before the hairpin. So I'm really kind of confused with the pace of Jimmy. Like, he's pretty much got no battery left, so he's really deploying big time, but I don't know, I can't explain it. To get that quick within 4 laps is quite remarkable.
Maybe just, you know, get to an esports academy. Maybe that's where he's come from. Who knows? Icewind now putting a bit of pressure on the Ferrari driver of Nico. That's not Nico Rosberg. That's Nico Dishu. That's Mr. Icewind behind. Ice cool, no mistakes, but he does unfortunately make some mistakes as some of those penalties are coming in thick and fast. But keep an eye on that one later. And we've lost Nico. We've lost the Ferrari driver that I was just talking about. He's gone around somewhere. There he is. And that's, yeah, I'm quite sure what happened there because I was actually on board with the other driver. Anyway.
So, Neko Dishu, if anyone is familiar, he's getting a massive penalty there. We can see, yeah, he's really cutting across the track. Joel's retired. We've lost Joel. Safety car. Safety car. What happened to Joel?
Joel's on turn 15, 16. You can see on the track map. So I can't see if... I think the car might get removed before I get to that place. That'll be Galileo might be able to see it.
It's gone.
No, it's gone.
No, it's gone, man.
So Galileo's passed. Everybody's... Well, everybody has passed the pit lane apart from... Yeah, no. Greaser just slipped past the pit lane. Well, that'll give us an idea just to think for 2 seconds there. Mr. Tipsy Bob, think, and also think about those tyres. How are those tyres feeling? My tyre graphic.
Yeah,
well, it's about 23%, I'd say, for the softs. That's not too bad. Would you box?
Again, I haven't done enough running. I haven't done enough running to say, but I mean, a safety car, if you're on softs, it's always worth pitting. So yeah, I probably would pit.
Yeah, he is. Justin stayed out. Jamie stayed out. What about Snelly?
Snell will pit,
Yeah.
Soft runners are going to come in. Fox is staying out, though. Fox is going to go for it. Interesting to know what happened to Joel there, whether he just lost it or what, but this has changed. This has changed the dynamic of the race, because the pace Jamie is showing is on a level far beyond pretty much anyone here. Obviously, the only person he has to pass yet is Justin. Now, Justin is not a slow driver, far from it. He is a very quick driver, as he's often proved himself many times in Tier 1 SLR, and that's where you get some of the fastest guys going. So, you know, Jimmy may have breezed past these guys, but I will be very surprised if he breezes past just as easily to Justin as he has done everyone else. But alas, we will see. You know, the DRS, big long straight, reasonably straightforward to get past guys. The question is, will we get another safety car? That is the main thing. Second thing is, Fox is going to be kind of he is sandwiched between two really fast guys up ahead, and then he's going to have Blind, Vink, and Larson, and Galileo. Larson's pretty quick when he puts his head to it. Galileo, and then Blind, Vink. So Fox is going to have his work cut out here. He missed his chance really to pit. If he pits now, he's going to drop way back. So he's kind of committed to this strat. Maybe probably hoping for another safety car. Even a VSC would suit him. But yeah, Fox is going to have his hands full, Biggs, on this safety car restart.
Yeah, his tyres are 25% and change. So not too bad, per se. The man that started in P12, currently running in P3. Those drivers are yet to box, as you can see, the top 5, as well as George sitting in P7. So Galileo is essentially the first man that's made that mandatory pit stop. And he's going on to those medium tyres. Could you make them to the end, Tipsy Bob? That's a bit of a stretch, right?
The mediums to the end, again, man, without having done much running, I couldn't say, but at the same time, it is a long way to take a set of mediums, and bear in mind that they have pretty much most of these guys have done 5 laps as well. Sorry, were you asking about the mediums?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, Thor's out there. He said his speakers are dried up now as well, too, so there you go. Good on you, mate.
So, the fresh mediums, could they make it to the end? So let's say Chief, 0 laps, 26, so that'll be 10, 20 laps, 22. Do you know what? They probably could just eke it out if they're careful, just on experience, but I personally wouldn't want to take them that length, that distance. So I don't know, man. I can't say. Maybe if somebody on the chat can let us know. In fact, Thor, can you tell us?
Yeah. Those say, hey, Bob is casting. Yes, Bob has stepped in once again to help out in 2S. You guys just want some old school casting, don't you? Some old school guys who talk about Amigas and cassette tapes and all that sort of jazz. But that's why we need to rely on you guys out there, Mr. Thor. Yeah, answer that question, please. We need to know, can the mediums go to the end on the likes of Galileo and Snelly Hankey and Ocean Chief?
I could very easily find out because I have. Excuse me, I keep hiccuping. Oh, lipstick. I'm dying here. I have access to a lot of these channels these guys are in, and so I can hop in and bother with maybe Chief, and I can give a quick check. Or do you want to just wait and see? Do you want me to go check, Biggs, to see if these mediums can last? I think we've lost Biggs. No matter. Whilst we're waiting for Biggs to return.
Yes, we are, sir. Sorry, I went to get a brew. Is it the Big Bob show or the Bob Big show? I'm trying to think about that. The Biggs Bob show, the Bob Biggs.
Whenever SLR did the Formula 2, they were struggling getting guys to stream it. So back whenever I used to stream and commentate back in the day, safety cars in this lap. I used to do Formula 2 on my own, and I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
I had the microphone all to myself.
Nice. I get a couple of Formula 2 leagues that I actually been trying to get me to commentate. Do one Formula 2 league actually, I think. Anyway, we got to get ready to roll here, mate. It's Abu Dhabi. The lights are out. Well, the lights are sunsetting here.
And Fox just played the sneaky there, and he got Jimmy just before they come to turn one, but Jimmy just drifts past, makes it look effortless to get back past him again. Now, we know Jimmy does like to deploy that battery, and he's going to have to try and catch Justin again. No easy feat, or no mean feat, as they say. Justin is a rapid man. But let's see how quickly Jimmy discards, or disposes with Le Monsieur, his neighbour, because you said Jimmy is Belgian, so Justin is French. So the neighbouring countries going head to head here.
And Blinky. Don't blink and you miss the Dutch driver. The Flying Dutchman is trying to bring it on Fox. Says Fox really starting to feel the pressure. That's going to be a little bit slow. That's really going to be dangerous. But he's going to try to bring it here. And no, that's not going to be good. And there is the driver of Fox going around. So I don't know about you. I can't even go back to him at the moment. I can't just, yeah. Fox is going around somewhere. And George is now putting a bit of pressure there on Galileo. Who's got not pressure, the front wing tapping, grinding, bumping. Everything's going on here as the sun sets on Abu Dhabi, mate.
Yeah, George likes to to take it to these guys. He doesn't yield that easy, but sometimes it's just best just to let the guys go. Galileo, much more pace, fresh mediums. It's not worth fighting. Just let them. I know some guys don't like me. A lot of the guys saying that. Oh, you have to fight, but yes, you do have to fight for every position, but not all the time.
Can you ask Kitty if she can get me bring us a sausage roll up in the commentary box, mate? I haven't had one of them in a long time. Ooh, don't even tease me with that.
Well, do you know, I actually had a pasty.
Oh, a pasty.
Before.
Oh, nice. Look who's about to challenge Justin for the lead of this race. Guess who?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. That man. Right there. From P15, currently looking at taking the lead of this race on tyres. They still have the box, of course. We're seeing a local yellow there. Chief is hanging in there pretty good, my friend. I'd have to say the Fox has left the session, so I think the Fox is not a happy camper about that racing incident.
Fox is done. And the one thing I noticed is that Justin is not deploying at all. Jimmy is, and Justin must be running a really streamlined car, because even with the battery deployed, from what it seemed like there for Jimmy, Justin not deploying, he wasn't catching them that quick.
Cut you off there, because Nico's battling it out in the middle here on the fresh soft tyres, but he's struggling right now, and he's misbraked the corner. So I'm sorry if Jamie's going to be making an overtake. He's going to, Jimmy's going to have to wait a little bit, Jimmy. Wait for your overtake, because I've got to keep this battle going on here. We told you, drivers, choreograph it, and we've lost George. Where's George? He should be up the road here, because we're on board with Nico. He's already gone. So that's the McLaren driver, has a bit of a spinneroo. George, told you, if you're going to have a spinaroo, let me know. I'm just keeping an eye on the Ferrari driver at the moment, but because he is absolutely blistering on these, flying on these tyres, but of course he's got up the box again.
Oh, Jimmy gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Of course, he will have the DRS this lap, but he's been using a significant amount of battery here. He's down to about 50%. Justin up nice and up in the 80s. So yeah, Justin's holding his own, as I predicted. Justin is not an easy guy to catch. He is very, very quick. Jimmy is deploying quite a lot of battery here. So is Blindevink actually trying to keep up with him. Everyone desperate to stay in this DRS. And of all these guys...
Oh, we've lost that.
We've lost Neon.
Neon.
So, sorry, Nikon Dishu is Neon Dice.
Where is he?
If anyone...
Trying to see where he is. He's already passed. It's about that corner there. That might bring out a safety car. Or not.
No, way to come out.
Wow. We're dropping some drivers in the last couple of laps. But here is Jimmy's time to pounce on the back of Justin, that racer, who's making sure he's on the racing line. That was a tap. That was a bit of a tap. Could have had a little bit of front wing damage on that. Justin's not going to let Mr. Jimmy pass anytime soon, that's for sure. Looks like Icewind and Lavi are at it, left, right, and center. There it is. Go back to that battle. There's Icewind, who's on the hard tire. And, well, don't talk to Mr. Tipsy Bob about the hard tires. There's going to be 3 abreast going in this corner, Tipsy.
Sorry, no, I'm not running on board with that. I'm just keeping a close eye on this battle with
somebody's
Jimmy.
gone around. That's Larson. So that 3-way battle ended up into somebody. And I'm going to go on board the background there because Tranquilo and all that are watching this.
Yeah, just keep watching this fight with Jimmy. Justin's doing a really good job here. He's not really deploying much battery. He's almost got a full battery, whereas Jimmy is deploying as much as he can and the DRS, and he still isn't getting past. He kind of catches just at the very end of the long straight, but then it's too late for like a lunge on anyone. So Justin's doing a really good job here. Of course, remember, Jimmy does have that 3-second time penalty. So we'll see what happens in this run, Biggs, because he's pretty close, and he's going to have the DRS.
Yeah, just checking Icewind going in at pit lane, his teammate actually, but we'll go back to Jimmy as you said. I think Jimmy's playing for his food right now. Don't tell Justin that.
So here we go. DRS activated. Off we go. Now he's not deploying. No, he's not deploying now. Neither is Justin. Is this going to be a very late one? Oh, he backs out of it again. Yeah, just wise decision. He's maybe going to try him on the second DRS zone. Of course, whilst these guys are doing this, we've got Blindevink and Galileo further back. Blindevink, another driver not afraid to rough it up with these guys for these positions.
You're right, and it looked like Ocean Chief and Stanley in the background behind them are having a little bit of a moment there. They are teammates, of course, in SLR. So I think you'd expect them to have a little bit more respect than they are. I wonder if they're actually in communication at the moment, still in the chat there, chatting to each other.
Yeah, they're both in the same VC together. That was probably just a bit of a miscommunication, that's all. I know I normally watch all the other things in action, but this race at the moment from the first front four, it's really intriguing to see how this is going to turn out, because everyone's kind of using each other to charge their battery, but then at the same time, no one's making the moves. So, Galileo's sitting nicely though, and Snella, they've reasonably 5-lap-old mediums with these guys up top 3 10-lap-old mediums. So Justin's starting to pull away just ever so slightly. He's got 2/10 on Jimmy there. This last time out of this corner, he was 2/10 closer. Sorry.
Yeah, so, pull up the tyre data between those gladiators. And also, I'm now on board with Justin looking over his rear wing. You can see about 60-70% there. It looks like George has made a gone around. George's got an overtake there on Jacob. And that's actually Jacob has gone around somewhere, so he's stuck between turn 3 and 4. We're still keeping an eye on this battle. Maybe that's Doggle Wall. It was a Williams, I can tell you that for sure. And Ocean Chief and Snelly are still at it. Those guys. Yeah, I'm not sure if you want to be down the teams for the SLR race tomorrow. So for in the tier 4.
Jimmy's going for it around the outside. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be. Is he holding on to it? Oh, he clips Justin. Or there's not. He doesn't clip Justin, but there's a bit of contact, and that's dropped Justin now into P2. Jimmy does indeed take the P1 position. I wonder, was he just kind of sitting behind him, charging up enough battery to just really go for it, to have enough battery so that he can just seal away? But Justin does have much more.
Yeah, remember he's also noticing that penalty, but that's early days because Justin's on 2 warnings. Blinkley's on 2. Galileo's looking for perhaps a second one. He's going to be very careful. He's on 3 seconds. He's got 1 more warning left. Otherwise, we'll get a slap of 6 seconds penalty. He's looking for that Rolex time penalty award. He's not going to get that one at the moment. There's a few drivers that got a couple more penalties. Lap 12 of 28. Rain, my friend, Mr. Tipsy Bob. Rain is not coming.
I was getting excited there for a minute, like rain in the desert.
I've had 2 league races that I've casted before that have rained in Abu Dhabi, and it was a random set. So yes, it is definitely possible.
Lindevink's probably going to go for this. Like I said, he doesn't hang about. Oh, and Jamie's going to come under pressure. Oh, this is going to be 3 of them into 1, almost 2 into 1 anyway. A little bit of contact there, wheel banging. Justin's hanging on. Oh, it's going to be really careful there, Blind, because he's easy to get spun. Oh, but then he's going to lose out to Galileo. Galileo, keeping a watching brief from P4, says thank you very much and gobbles up P3.
Yeah, you can see that car just lifted completely off the track there. He's hit the chicane a little bit too much there. It'll hurt you back. But that's team there through. So Galileo's up there. Ocean Chief and Snelly are still at it behind. 2 for Nail. You might want to tell them that. Send them a little DM and say, guys, yeah, just can you wait for your overtakes? Because we're focusing on the battle up front.
No, I'll tell you what's happening there. They are probably the guy at front, so Chief will be deploying battery. Snella will be just charging, and then whenever Chief runs out, they'll do the switcheroo. And then that's the way me and Chief do it, you see.
Don't give them away secrets, mate.
I know the secrets.
Well, I mean, I guess too, because Nelly's like probably a situation where he's getting a nice tow from Lavi. And we know Lavi's pretty quick because that man's in the championship running in P2. Merlin and Tranquilo are having a bit of a squabble-wobble.
Yeah, Tranquilo's ghosted.
Tranquilo's ghosted, yeah, so there it is. Unfortunate for Tranquilo. He's not currently going to be in control of that car, dropping places like a Bitcoin exchange. Dog of War getting a penalty. And Lavi, I think Lavi's now starting to put some serious pressure on the Snelly. What do you think about that? What do you think Snelly's going to do? Is he going to be talking to Ocean Chief going, okay, well, I'll block him, and then again, you are not in the same team, my friend. Your teammate Snelly is Mr. Futuristic, leading the championship up the road.
Hang on a minute. You're just right. I just noticed that. They're actually not in the same team.
No, it's not. You're used to the other one.
So this is actually Chief and Snella really going for it. Oh, yeah. This would explain it.
That'd be good, isn't it? Like, it's like, okay, mate, we're teammates in the other team, but hey, it's elbows out right now. It's Prost versus Senna.
Here comes Snella. Chief's not going to fight it. Oh! Yeah, Chief's not fighting. Yeah, they're not fighting too much, but they're still obviously not letting each other go.
Well, they want to be able to talk to each other in tomorrow.
Exactly.
In the garage, running the same Alfa Romeo team. Yeah, wasn't it? There's a few drivers, haven't there, been over the seasons where they've just literally they've had an accident, they've not spoken to each other for the rest of their career even.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like, you can just imagine if anything happens between the two guys in the race, and then Chief's like, tomorrow, Snella, can I have a bit of slipstream? And Snella's like, nope.
Nope. So I was like, can you tell the engineer, can you Bono, can you tell him I'm not talking to him? And that's a big no. Bono's like, okay, this is, it's a Jeff. This is Jeff. Yeah, the teammate's not talking to you. He just wanted me to relay that to you. Yeah, at the moment, they're Jamie leading from Justin the Racer, and then we have both the Aston Martins that are hanging in that P3, P4, and that's that. Futuristic and Snelly are now tucked up together in P5 and 6 as Snelly to get past Ocean Chief, and can Lavi try to get past Ocean Chief? What do you think about Chief?
Look at this one up at the front. Oh my goodness, it's a 4 of them, a quartet of drivers, all fighting for this P1. Oh, and then the spin the thing. Does he get a good run out of the I can't remember that corner name. And he's going to go side by, no, he's not side by side. He gets that position back off Galileo, and he's going to challenge Justin. He's going to go on the outside. He's seen Jamie do this, but Justin's got it covered off this time. So everyone have made their positions. They will sit fast now until the next DRS section. This is a really great battle going on. Chief passes. What's going on here, Chief? Oh, Snella is fighting with Lavi. Lavi's off! Lavi is off. A little bit of contact between Snella and Lavi is off. And he's dropping back now. Oh, disaster for Lavi. Meanwhile, this battle up front is getting really tasty. Jimmy has done what he needed to do, last pretty much to P1 at the moment, but he's not breaking that DRS. Oh, Justin getting a hot moment there at the exit of the final corner. He's almost out of the DRS zone. In fact, he is out of the DRS zone. He's going to have to deploy. There we go. He's deploying to stay within it. It is paramount that Justin stays within the DRS of Jimmy. Otherwise, Blind and Galileo are going to just suck him up. Here we go. Just our bigs. Here we go. So we're coming on round the hairpin. Let's see how it plays out this time. So everyone has DRS off each other. Jimmy has enough of a cushion here to not worry about the guys from behind. You can see that his red light is on. He's not deploying. Jimmy knows that he's got this covered off. But how does it go? Everyone holds a position so far, but it's this second DRS zone. This is where the action happens. Blindevink gets a good run. Justin's also gets a good run. Jimmy's not deploying. Won't be a catch him enough. They won't catch him soon enough to make the move. So here we go. Everyone sits fast once again. So it's a battle of the DRS and the batteries really so far, which effectively sums up the Formula 1 nowadays.
It
Battery
does,
and
yeah.
DRS.
Until this season, obviously, maybe with that aero package, I wouldn't be holding your breath on too much on this one, but Justin's definitely holding his breath because he's smelling the exhaust fumes out of the back of that Mercedes. Let somebody go around there in the background. I'm not quite sure what that's happening because we're focused too much on this four-way squabble at the front here. You got 7 seconds down the road there, almost 8, futuristic. So this is a four-way horse battle. We're not even halfway through the race right now. We're just on halfway there, Tipsy Bob, so I hope you got your hydrating. We've got plenty of racing to go.
Yeah, I haven't actually got anything at all, so I might need to dip out and get something, but still got this jello in Sector 1. I think that was Jakob. He retired in the pits, but yeah, another safety car now would really mix it up because, of course, Jimmy and Galileo with those time penalties. I have often said it, you know, the guys not getting penalties usually do get rewarded in these races if it's a late safety car.
Just checking the tyre data at that moment. They're about 43%. Oh, 50% front right. That's the one that gets punishment around here. That's what Justin's tyres are. Justin's about to make a move.
Nicely done. A clean sweep that was, as you say. Just drifted nicely across. Jimmy, 90% battery. Justin still got over half. And now he's going to come in there under. Oh, Galileo gets a real tank slapper there, but he keeps it out of the wall. He's at risk of dropping off this front three. Galileo's struggling more than I would have expected, really. He's a very rapid driver. But this is great to see, Biggs, to see. Oh, and Justin gets himself his 3 seconds. So now Blindevink is in a great position, of course, if there's a late safety car. Justin really struggling there, running wide. One of these tires are starting to go off. So Galileo is actually maybe playing this smart. Not getting involved too much in these battles. He knows he's got a 5-lap advantage on these mediums. Indeed, with that penalty. But he's just going to probably sit back here and watch this take place. Watch these guys.
They're boxing.
Yeah,
that's
Justin's
Justin.
in.
Yeah, somebody had to box at that point, I thought, especially if Justin's losing pace. Now, that's probably a good idea for him because he can get back in and out. If he can put some nice banker laps in, will he be in traffic? That's the key. Look at the traffic map there. There's got to be a bit of traffic as he comes out of that pit lane. You can see his blue dot. We'll go to him real quick. And you can hear those cars going down the main straight. Is that how much time it's going to cost him? He's going to go under the tunnel now. No, it's actually going to have clear air. He'll be okay. I forgot about the tunnel.
That was a good decision for Justin to pit because it doesn't give Jimmy the DRS. In fact, it's going to give obviously Blind and Galileo, well, mostly Blind on Jimmy. Blind more battery. If Jimmy loses another place here, that's of course going to push him back even further whenever he does indeed go to pit. Blindevink having a little sniff. He knows not to use that up because he doesn't want to gift Jimmy the DRS in the second go, but Blind probably will go for it here. Jimmy doesn't really have much battery left. Blind will certainly go for this. He's going up the inside. Jimmy knows it, doesn't bother fighting it. He knows that's a move he can't hold off. Wise racing there from Jimmy. And I'm expecting Jimmy in. certainly Jimmy should definitely come into this pit. In fact, expect Blind as well to come in. I wouldn't think these will go much further than this.
Yeah, 53% front right now. So you're getting into slippery territory. But they are nursing penalties. So they're going to have to get a bit of work done. They have 3 seconds each. I won't show that just yet because I'm going to keep an eye on the tyres. Also keep an eye on Justin because he's got the fastest middle sector right now. It's 2 seconds to change down the road there from Finelli, who has to box. Now Justin essentially is the man that's provisionally leading this race. So they're both boxing. Look at this.
So here we go. This is going to be a battle of the pit crew as well as Justin. What can he do? What kind of laps can he punch in? Will he be able to jump these guys? I think he probably will.
Yeah, we'll go back to Justin. Where is he currently at the moment? Going around the final turn. Now, keep an eye out on the pit lane. Keep an eye. Remember, they have to go underneath the track.
Yeah.
Mr. Tipsy Bob loves that part.
So these guys are in the tunnel now. They are in the tunnel. They're going to come out, and they're going to come out well behind. Not well, but they're going to come out a good fair bit behind Justin. In fact, Tranquilo actually gets in between Justin and Blind the Vink. That is not ideal for the Blind and Jimmy, but of course, with 13 laps on those mediums, I don't think the Ferrari will prove to be too much of a challenge, considering they're going to get the DRS. Oh yeah, Tranquilo really struggling. Blind's pretty much passed already.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to put up a battle too much because he's on a different alternative strategy. That's paid off for Justin the race now, hasn't it? Because he got a 3.4 second gap there by the undercut. Worked brilliantly. Tranquilo is lifting, doing the right thing and saying, okay, guys, why hold you up? Why force myself into a collision? Yeah. You know, it's still a long race to go. We're at 18 of 28. We still got another 10 or so laps to go and change. So,
yeah, Tranquilo using his head there, knowing that's not his fight. So well done for Tranquilo. That will serve him well later on the race, I'm sure. But this battle between Jamie and Blind is going to get tasty. We've already seen the pace of these two guys in quali and in the first stint. And all this really just plays into Justin's hands, effectively, as long as he can keep that 3 second gap on Blind. Although, considering how close and hard these guys are fighting, don't be surprised to see Blind getting a 3 second penalty as well.
Ocean Chief's finally boxing. So your mate, your bloke, he's getting in there and he wants to visit Jeff, get rid of those tyres. What were they? For, yeah, well, 37%. That's pretty early. Let's put some pacey tyres on.
Yeah, I'll be going down and visiting my old man Chief tomorrow. He's got a new CPU cooler, and Chief doesn't know how to fit them. God bless his little soul. But I says I'll go down and do it for you, my man. So Chief
Jamie on the Winkle.
Yeah.
This is going to be... Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to have the DRS on Blind. Should be pretty straightforward. You know, he doesn't have much battery, so he's going to try and do this without battery. Now, the thing is, he's now going to give Blind the DRS on the second stint, and Blind has got 60% battery, so expect to see Blind here yoink past Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy just get a really good drive out of there. It's going to be too late now. He's not going to have enough time to do it. So yeah, he's going to have to sit behind him for another lap.
And what's interesting, Bob, as well, is that I've got the gap to leader at the moment, the Galileo Futuristic. They are, if you look at it, so 29-second pit stop in and out of here, if you get it right. Sorry, 20, not 29. And at the moment, they are right around where Crystals is. They want to get in and out and then allow themselves enough time to start catching this battle between these two top guns. Otherwise, they're just gonna, you're gonna run out of time. You're gonna have the quickest car on the planet, but you're not gonna have time. And there it is. So there's Futuristic going in. Keep an eye on him. But yeah, Galileo is not gonna have enough time to get that done. Justin, it's gonna be really that battle, isn't it? Between. If I'm switching the right key here, my apologies.
But you know what? Crystals has... Oh, Jimmy's getting really twitchy. Jimmy's really starting to struggle here for some reason. He's getting twitchy over the last corner and then twitchy on that fast right-hander. Blind the Vink will, of course, had banked that in his mind now, knowing that Jimmy's really pushing. We've got a yellow in Sector 3. It's ice someone wind retiring in the pit, so it's ice wind. No safety car will come out. Jimmy's not deploying battery. So here we go. Blind is going to go. He's going to sweep past on the DRS, pretty straightforward, but as I've said before, in fact, Jimmy actually was probably wanting him to go past because he has no battery whatsoever. So if Jimmy was probably going to sit behind him now, probably going to sit behind for a while and charge this battery.
Yeah, battery management. That's what it's all about right now, as we're getting close to about 8 laps. No, he's going for it, mate. He's sending one up the inside. So Jamie got it back now. With that 11% battery, that was a pretty good move, I'd have to say.
I was going to say that Crystals is doing a good job to get himself back into this race after that incident he had at the start, that spin.
Oh, there's a spin. Speaking of which, that's Greasy going around. I just went back to that battle he was having, I believe, Futuristic on the fresh boots, and he went to the mediums. Quite interesting. Well, that's because I believe he's already used the soft tires, so he could have gone back to another set of softs. Yeah, he used mediums once. Anyway, he did not get that done. It's starting to get a little feisty out there on track at the moment, as the sun is definitely practically set here in United Arab Emirates. And Yami and Blindy. Justin the Racer, mate, is smiling a little bit more, because the more that these guys fight, the more he gets that advantage up the road, because he's light up timing boards of quickest first sector. He's got a 3.5 second gap now to Jamie.
Yeah, he's got that covered off at the moment. Of course, Blind is his main threat at the moment with no penalties, but of course he is outside. George gets himself a 3-second time penalty. But what I was going to say there about Crystals is that if there's another safety car anytime soon, it would need to be, he is pretty well positioned for good points here. You know, a late safety car, a fresh set of softs. You know, he could definitely challenge these guys for a top 3 finish.
Snelly getting an overtake on Lavi. Expect to see a little bit more of that. His teammate Futuristic leading the championships up the road. So Snelly's always been the number 2 driver, doesn't it? He plays the team. He is a team player. But I don't think Lavi wants this one. He's like, nah, not on my watch. Gets it back. Ocean Chief's lurking in the background there, ready to mop up any of these points if they make any mistakes. You know, he's very patient, as you know. Greaser and Tequila, as you can see, they're exchanging positions, and then Greaser picking up a penalty because of it. Still nothing happening there with Winkle and Jamie that are running in P3 and P4. And Galileo has to box. Well, it doesn't have to, of course, but I'm curious to see what his tires are currently at the moment. At 46%, he could run, will he run to the end on those? That'll be interesting. He has made a pit stop already. Started on softs, gone to these mediums, so it can take him to the end if he wants to risk it for the biscuit. 4.2 seconds. Problem is, his last lap, Galileo, is at 39, 37 for Justin the Racer, almost to 38, so Justin's shaving about a second a lap off Galileo, which means he's going to get him in no time flat. Galileo was the man that started on pole.
Yeah, man, this is a really good, interesting fight between Jimmy and Blind. Blind, of course, his saving grace he's got in the current P4 is he doesn't have any penalties, although I said there's still plenty of time to go yet. He's going to have a go on Jimmy. Jimmy's not going to fight that. You can see he's not going to fight it. He's probably happy to let him go. Again, to charge some battery and DRS. Don't be surprised to see Jimmy kind of maybe sit. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Jimmy race enough to understand how he thinks, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him sit behind Blind, I think, for quite a few laps close to the end to charge his battery. Oh, yellow sector 2.
I was going to say Crystals. Well, check out the battle quick. Crystals, Merlin, and Merlin. Snelly Hanky. That's Lavi going around somewhere. I think Lavi's lost. You can see that battle in the background. I want to change the camera. So you've got a massive train behind Merlin. 2 little DRS trains. Snelly's got a DRS train of Lavi and Ocean Chief behind him. And then you got Merlin, got Futuristic and Crystals behind him. You got, obviously Jamie there on Winkle. Justin the Racer looking to solid so far to perhaps win this race. It's all going everywhere on track here at the moment. Lots of yellows, people spinning. You can see there was a yellow there between turns 10 and 11. I think that was Greaser that's out of this race. Just a local yellow, so they got a car removed. Race conditions are green flag. Futuristic wants to get past him. Futuristic is trying to get as many points as he can in this championship. This evening he's on a nice fresh tyre. Merlin's a very good defender too.
I have a feeling Galileo is going to try and run these to the end. I mean, he kind of has to now, really.
Yeah, he has to, because the gap to leader, and I'll show you that right now. It's 20-second pit stop, so he's going to lose out to this battle that we're watching right now if he does pit. And if he has to pit now because he won't have enough time to try to get an overtake done. While these guys are battling it out, it's actually helping him. Now, that is the call. It's 22 seconds to Merlin. 22. He could get out ahead of him. As Futuristic goes past now, that could be the call, obviously, for the Alpha Aston Martin driver to come in and out because Justin's going to get past him anytime soon. Just got the fresh boots. That'll be inevitable right here, and I'll go to that. Yeah, it's getting risky.
Man, don't risk it, Justin, man. Come on. You've got the pace. You can do it. Don't risk it.
He's coming back, but he does not like giving that position up.
Ooh.
Oh, Galileo, yeah. Still fighting, but it's inevitable. Now, he's got a 1 second change down the road there from Vinky, so he's going to lose that 1 second. I think he's got a box now. The gap still is, it's 20 seconds now. That's the problem. Now he's lost it out to Futuristic. So he can't get in and out in time. Right. And Merlin, Crystals, he can come out around there, but he's going to have the fresh boots, remember. He's going to be really, really quick. He's got the pace. We know he's got the pace. He started in pole.
That move for, many people would say, why would you pass a guy before the big long DRS? But it didn't really matter for Justin that time because, of course, Galileo on older mediums, he wasn't going to be a threat to Justin anyway, so it was worth it for Justin to go for that. Of course, Justin's going to get the DRS of a what do you call it, a lapped car, so that's a little present in the box there for him to, what's happening here? Why is
Aston Martin's. Yes, and Martins are going for it.
Sorry. It's all kicking off here. So, yeah, Galileo is just dropping the back like a stone. Blindevink gets himself up to P2. He will have the DRS on... Well, he's probably not going to... Yeah, he's not going to get the DRS on him. So, yeah, this battle for Jimmy and Blindevink is still raging on. And the thing is, Blind is within the 3 seconds of Justin.
Oh, who's gone around? That was a back marker. That's Doggerwall going around. He's out of this race. Safety car. Oh, my God. It's a safety car. Very late minute safety car. Now, where are they? They've passed the pit lane. There's a few people that haven't. If we go down to Snelly, I think he's just coming around. Actually, just ahead of Snelly, I think, Futuristic. Now, Futuristic's coming around now. Futuristic. Galileo had already passed the pit lane entrance, so he couldn't box and get rid of those 19 lap tires. But he has to now, because he's going to be murdered, as you know, on old tires versus super softs.
Well, wow. Look, this actually, as I said, if there's a late safety car, one guy to watch will be Crystals. He's going to be a good position, though he did drop back a little bit. The thing is, what's going to happen with these front four? Well, front three, Justin, he's got that 3 second time penalty, and so does Jimmy, right? So they're going to get screwed over no matter what, really. Blindevink doesn't. So you would consider maybe one choice would be Justin and Jamie. They're just going to go for it. They've got the pace than everyone else. Stick a fresh set of boots on and go for it. Blindevink, on the other hand, if he doesn't pit, stays out on these softs, he'll obviously be up against Jamie and Justin if they did pit for fresh softs. So he'll probably get, snapped up pretty quickly. But there won't be many laps left. Will they be able to get away enough to clear their penalties? Or will all three of them pit? Or will all three of them not pit? Who knows?
We'll find out after this small commercial break. Don't go anywhere. No, Galileo's got a box where I'm just keeping an eye on it. There's a gap to leader, so he's got enough time there to get out ahead of Lavi. Now Lavi, you got to think Lavi's is he going to stay out on the 8-lap medium tires, but everybody's going to practically be boxing. I'm sure Justin's going to box. We'll keep an eye on that. Really, he is boxing. So does Vinky follow him in? Yes. So does Jamie, Galileo, and does Lavi, just to confirm that one, or is Lavi going to risk it for the biscuit? No, he has risked it for the biscuit, I think. He stayed out. Oh, no, he's still too far back. My apologies. 32 seconds and change down the road. So, yeah, he's got a bit to go. These guys will all come out ahead of this house driver, for sure. You'll see on that track map that they're already leaving the pit lane. So, Lavi, I think, probably has to stay out now.
He'll stay out, yeah.
Yeah, Futuristic is 9 seconds down the road. Safety car's going to come in pretty quickly as well. So, that will, as long as he can keep banking in the laps there, he can probably maintain that 10 or so second lap gap to Futuristic.
Do you know what, man? Don't be surprised to see the safety car coming in this lap.
Yeah, it should. It will.
Whenever it gets to this stage, it doesn't wait for everyone. So all these guys at the back, even though it's on their safety car, they are literally racing. They are going flat out to try and catch up with this safety car.
Now, this is interesting, Mr. Bob. That Vinky, he's got no warnings next to his name, no penalties, but he's on one. That's it. He's got nothing left in the bag. So if he gets that slap across the line, he joins that 3-second club of the top 4. And that then would put Lavi into play. However, Lavi's also on that no more warnings left. I'll tell you what, one person that could look good to steal it all away from everybody is Futuristic. He has only one warning. So he could, cut a couple of corners if needed. I mean, not intentionally. And Merlin as well. So this is very, very interesting. Sure.
Well, Merlin, to be honest, I don't think Merlin would have the pace to challenge these guys up front. He's a quick driver, no doubt about it, but not as quick as those guys. Futuristic, probably a good shout. He can risk it a bit more, as you say, risk it for the biscuit. He can risk it with these only one warning. It's as you say, Blind doesn't have anything left in the bag, and he's gonna obviously have to get really punchy here. So we are gonna get a mega race. What, 2 laps, 1 lap, 2 laps to the end?
Yeah, no DRS as well.
No DRS, yeah. So it's gonna be a battery deployment like mad. Expect lunges, expect carnage. Here we go.
Yeah, hold your breath. This could be a 4-way fight, if not even 5 or 6, based on penalties, as you said. Penalties are the kill of a late safety car. Now, Justin's got to know this. Justin's got to good. What are you going to do? He's got to get a 3-second gap, basically 2 laps. That's going to be almost impossible. Blinky's good. Vinky can have this one, but Yami wants it as well. Here we go. This is a Gallo gets 1, but so far so good. Snelly's up there in Mel. Mate, this is a preview. What's going to happen perhaps to you two tomorrow in your race here in Abu Dhabi?
So Galileo's gets himself, what's that, another penalty. So he's really taken himself out of contention for the race win for sure. Depending, of course, what the other guys do. Justin, of course, will be defending like his life depended on it. A 3-second time penalty hanging over him. Blind is sitting perfectly here. In fact, you know what? Blind doesn't even need to fight these guys. If Jimmy wanted to pass, he probably could let him go, because Justin's not going to get 3 seconds on him in this length of time. So actually, yeah, Blind is sitting pretty tidy here.
He is, and further up the road there, Lavi's been a sitting target right now, an absolute sitting target. 10 laps on those tires. They're not. I like to box. Penultimate lap. He's got Merlin. He's got Snell Hankey. He's got Ocean Chief all over the back of him. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't drop a couple of places soon, because Merlin's going to be ready to catch him. You'll have to keep an eye on that, because we might have to definitely go back to the... There it is there. So Lavi dropping another one. I think Snelly's going to get him. That's probably one of those bad calls, isn't it? Like, do I go in? Oh, no, it's not. He's been tapped at the mouth. Snell Hankey. And that just clearly looks like Snelly got caught off because of the difference, obviously, in the tyres. Lavi was braking a little bit earlier. It caught him off, and that's it. Maybe he got damaged or not, but he has no time to do anything about it because we're on the last lap. What can Yami do, Jamie, about Vinky? But even if he does get past, all he has to do right now, isn't it? Psychological warfare. Play mind games. Force him into a penalty is the only way you can do it. And if you do, you have to get past still.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it depends on how Blind, plays it. Because I know myself, if I'm in this position, if some guy's trying to force me, or if he wants to go for a move, I would just let him go. It honestly wouldn't work, because when you know that this is the last lap, everyone around you's got penalties, you don't have any, you can let them go. They're not going to get 3 seconds on you.
Yeah, mate,
so
but you can tell these young guns, they don't listen to us wise guys, do they? They don't. They just want to go for it. I've engineered drivers. You've engineered drivers. Ocean Chief gets past Snelly. I think Snelly might have damage on that one, or they're just there's a little warm-up exercise for their racing course tomorrow as teammates. But this is it. And yeah, you're right. Jamie's trying. I don't think he's really trying to get past so much, but
harass him almost is into a penalty, as you said.
So, but yeah, it's Vinky's game. It went Vinky's. Snelly's got a penalty as well. That actually hurt his chance. He's going to lose out to Larson now, but he'll still get a final points paying position. But this is it, mate. final couple of corners. And, well, Justin, the racer, will cross the line first. But he won't get the race victory on those penalties, unfortunately. The race victory will go to Mr. Vinkley. So there it is. Red Bull crosses the line, but Vinkley will win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on the penalty situations. And then Jammy and Futuristic up there. Merlin, Crystals, Galileo, Ocean Chief, Larson, Snelly, that P10. And George sticking in there to get that final position just outside the points. I wanted to slap up those penalty situations there for a second. Go ahead.
Mr. Chief will be absolutely furious that he got P8 because we all know, anyone that knows Chief knows, he actually prefers to get a P10. He's the P10 master.
Oh.
He's got more P10s in the league races than pretty much any driver that I've ever seen, or any of us have seen. Chief is the P10 master. That was a really good race at the front there between those guys. I mean, Justin's is the guy, one of the guys I said expect to win it, and effectively he did win it on track. But Blind did a great job taking the fight to these guys. Blind, of course, is a very quick driver, as we've seen in the past. Of course, we've seen it today. But not only was he able to take it to these guys, but he didn't get himself any penalties. So overall, it was a great drive by all four of these top guys: Blind, Tranquilo, or not Blind. Justin, Blind, Galileo, and Jimmy. But look at that, Mr. Futuristic gets himself P4 and valuable points in that championship lead.
Exactly, valuable points in championship. That's what you need because you don't win a championship in one race. Even though Mr. Vinkley has done it from a last to first challenge, essentially. Not last because it's 19th. To first, and Jamie as well. He didn't get any qualifying time in. Gets that P3 position. Fastest lap goes to Justin the Racer as well to get the consolation prize. Once again, a Futuristic just consistent. He's Mr. Consistent. He's also had no penalties. I know you talk about the Scandinavians having some, you know, what do you call it? Differences per se, and how they like to do things. But he is cool, calm, and collective. Swede. As my computer's still going boom, 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 boom. Anyway, go down to the bottom and see the rest of the drivers, and there they are. Jacob Icewing, Geezer, Dot of War, Nico, Fox, not getting any crucial positions here this evening. Points. Well, we're going to have to get some interviews, I'm sure, don't we? Mr. Tipsy Bob, is my computer still beeping like crazy, like something wants to disconnect and connect?
I might have to let you do the interviews this time because I'm gasping for a drink.
You could grab a drink, mate. We give him a second. We'll give a second. We'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got some of these gladiators in from this race here in Abu Dhabi, as the sun has not set on this championship, but certainly set on this race. Mr. Tipsy Bob got a bit of a snack. How'd you find that one, mate? Are you nervous going into your race tomorrow after seeing this fantastic battles on track here this evening?
Well, I might not have a race tomorrow at all because, you see, I'm reserving tomorrow, so it all depends on the boys letting me in. I actually really enjoyed that race today. I didn't expect Jimmy to get so far up so quickly. I think you could probably hear my amazement on the stream. It's like, my goodness. Alas, Jimmy, you did manage to do quite remarkably early on, getting past so many drivers. Can you just give us kind of like an insight into how you found those first couple of laps?
I guess that's a compliment, so thank you for that. I mean, my start was just pretty good, but turn one and turn two was a bit of a mess, let's say, and I dropped back even a bit. But then, yeah, just looking for the opportunities and just risking it all, I would say, or not risking it all, but you need to calculate your risks, and if it's worth going for it, then you go for it. I think I was also really if safety car didn't appear, I think I would have been with the leaders in like no time. So it was very fun. A few laps. I sent a message to Biggles before the race. I'm gonna do lost to first. So yeah, I went super aggressive. I hope everything was all right. I didn't cause any incidents. I had one like moment with crystals. I don't know really what happened. I went for a dive and he turned in, and then it got a bit weird, but it was all fun. Honestly, I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah, I think there was two incidents, Jamie, with both McLarens actually as well. At the end of the big long straight, the DRS straight, I think I'm correct. It was you and George were fighting, and then George obviously came off second best and lost it as well. But one of the things I was asking on the stream, or I was querying, is that if you used ABS or not, because I was noticing that some, I don't know whether it was a spectator issue for me, but you were able to break really, really late than most guys, and so that's why I was wondering: are you using ABS?
Nope. I'm only using line and no line if I practice enough for it. If I'm not lazy, let's say, then I do no assists. But otherwise, just line.
Yeah, it was just the pens, Jamie. Really, the penalties that kind of killed yourself and Justin. It's pretty easy to pick them up in Abu Dhabi. Would you say?
Yeah, the thing is, I got 3 warnings in one corner on lap 2, I think it was, or 2 or 3. And anyway, it was in the beginning when I got my penalty. That was from one corner only. But then I got frustrated and I was pushing so hard because we pitted the lap too late by not following Justin in, me and Blinde Vinkje. So yeah, I got two warnings and two laps there. Otherwise, it could be removed because I already looked at the race director and 3 warnings, 1 lap. Unfortunate.
And your last to first challenge that you were trying to do, but the Dutch driver stole the one away from you. He started 19th, mate. Was almost
last.
No,
I messaged him beforehand because I know Blinde, and I said, "Yo, you need to help. You need to do the last to first as well." And yeah, he joined in, and yeah, it was hella fun. I enjoyed that so much. Like, if you want to practice racecraft and you're not really in the championship or so, and you're just reserving, then that is one of my biggest recommendations, to just start last and just try to dodge the people, honestly, and just try to have some good fun battles.
It's called open 5-lapping lobbies. That's the way you practice that one. But yeah, and don't get taken out. But yeah, Tipsy Bob is not a happy camper about that situation, of course. But
what's that? Sorry,
about the last to first challenges in league racing.
No, not so much that. No, I don't really mind it. Really, I was saying that there's some leagues that just don't like it. They just want people to qualify and then have the race. I don't really mind it so much. I mean, I've tried it myself. It's just, for me, I would have loved to have seen the kind of quality time that you could have done.
I do low 34s.
Oh,
That's
so
that's what I do.
Wow.
That would have been a poll then.
So that would have been pole, and it's just a bit more fun for me this way. So that's why I try to do it. And maybe others, if I pass them, they can try to follow or so. I don't know. It's just yeah, I get the point, but
Fair
just
enough.
sometimes it's just fun to have a bit of a mess, or not a mess, but just have a bit of a laugh and just try to get your way through it with your whole car intact, because it's really tricky, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, at the start of the race, I was kind of calling. I expect the winner to come between Galileo, Justin, or Ice. Now, I would have said you based on what I've seen last week, but of course, you were pretty much last. So I didn't really expect that you would get like anywhere near where you did, considering that you had 20 drivers on the grid of mixed talent. Like a lot of the guys are all different levels. So to start where you did and to finish where you did without having any real issues is quite a commendable race from yourself, man. I have to say it was really impressive to see. And then of course Blindevink and Justin really, I kind of expected Justin would be a bit more tricky because he is a quick driver. Of course, he would be your arch nemesis, Jimmy. I believe you're Belgian, so
Yeah.
Jimmy, or not Jimmy, le monsieur Justin est français.
Oh,
Or français, sorry, that's feminine. Français.
you should know.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I can speak French, but I'd rather do English, to be honest. I don't know. The Flemish people are just like that, I guess. We can all speak perfectly French because we're entitled to from school, but English is just
It's
a
better.
more general. Yeah.
It's better.
I think I tried. I don't know if you guys know this, but there was sometimes I had to save my ERS for a few laps, and then I went all out with my ERS, and I got almost out of the ERS for 2 or 3 times. But yeah, man, the DRS is just so powerful on Abu Dhabi. It's just yeah, that was not doable. And Blindevinkje did an incredible race. He got a bit lucky with the first safety car because he passed like 7 people that just pitted that started on softs. But yeah, man, Blinde, so good driver, man.
Speaking of which, where is he?
Yeah. I think he went to bed. Honestly, I was
okay,
talking with him, and he just went to bed, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yep, you've done again, mate. You've done a fantastic drive for the late safety car. Of course, he threw a spanner in the mix, so you wouldn't have had that fantastic, well, the mighty DRS. And don't worry about it. If you watch the stream back later, Mr. Tipsy Bob is right sharp on top of that whole ERS management. So he knows exactly what you're talking about, of course. Yeah, so, mate, another good job there. It's a pity a little late in the championship coming in there, but you certainly have strong holding yourself, perhaps for the next season. So, and by the way, I think we got your name right, all streamlined. Finally, calling you Jamie.
Well, that's an achievement, I guess.
It is achievement. Oh, it just popped up. Achievement unlocked. There it is on Steam. It says you got a driver's name correct the whole race. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
cheers for the commentary, guys.
No problemo, mate. And then Tipsy Bob stepped in again. So it's a Tipsy Bob backup. He's getting his.
I was planning on crew chief and Mr. Chief because Chief would have won the race that way. But you see, I had to come out and help Mr. Biggs.
He sacrificed the Chiefs race win. He finished in P8 anyway, so we got from P10, so I should be pretty happy. That was a move up. Who else do we have in here for an interview?
Just Mr. Futuristic.
Futuristic, there he is. I mean, that's all right. This is going to be a long interview. Okay, Futuristic, how was your race?
Eventful.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Got Scandinavians in here now. Go ahead, mate.
Yeah, it was pretty eventful. I mean, I did do good qualifying compared to last week, so I found my pace again, at least on over 1 lap, which is good. And yeah, unfortunately, I spun behind Justin and who was it? Galileo on lap 3, which I managed to stay out of the wall. So, but the rears were so terrible So I just need to took it easy for the 1.5 sectors, which was not ideal, but you have to. It felt so slow. So, and I think I was like P12, P14 at the safety car restart on lap 8. So then I knew what I had to do because I saw Lavi 2 cars ahead of me, and I knew that if I can get ahead of him, I can get some decent point advantage to the next coming races. So I just tried to be passive aggressive as possible, and try to do my race because I knew from the beginning I couldn't really catch Justin, Tavi, Javi, just Blinde, and Galileo. So I was keep looking behind me, and I saw the gap still getting bigger and bigger and bigger every lap. So, but not by much. But so I was still under pressure. So I just tried to do the last to do my race. And yeah, the last safety car was a kind of scary one because luckily the leaders didn't catch the safety car on the first lap. So I had perfect timing to pit. And I was a bit surprised that Lavi didn't came in. So it was like Hamilton, Verstappen situation feeling for that safety car restart. So yeah,
Oh,
interesting.
that was Lavi's mistake as well too, because Lavi ended up finishing in P12 outside the points, and that was your main contender in the championship too. So that's going to give you a hurl of points going into the rest of the races for the season, not seasoning. As you can see in the championship currently at the moment, there Lavi second. This is from the last round results, of course, but you getting a hurl of points here in P4 means that Lavi not getting any points. Snelly Hankey getting 1 point there, finishing in P10. It's going to just increase your lead, increase your chances of just wrapping up this championship, and even getting very close there to the Williams team as well. That didn't score any points at all this evening for their team. So yourself there and just Nelly Hankey obviously getting that 1 point as well for the Alfa Romeo is going to be really helping your championship to bring it to Williams. So this could be a driver and constructor championship with a few more rounds to go for you, which is fantastic. Lavi, yeah, probably, maybe, I'm not sure that they'll be debating that one down in the Haas team to see as to why they didn't box last minute pit. He got a bit destroyed. I think it was about 10 or so laps he was on those medium tires. Everybody else had fresh boots on. So that's something to obviously look at. And also, no penalties from yourself, my friend. Good job. And Ocean Chief. So 2 drivers didn't get any penalties from the whole race this evening, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we were a few. We're Merlin and Larson as well. So.
Oh yeah, my apologies.
It's good to see at least someone who can keep it on track. And yeah, as you said about the standings, we're definitely going for the drivers' championship for myself, and I have amazing teammate who allows me to get the point advantages and really helps me. And
Snelly Hankey,
we're
your
trying
teammate.
to get. Yeah, I couldn't really do it without him. So the least I can do for him is to try to help us together to get to the Williams ahead of us in the constructors.
Yeah, he is Mr. Teammate, that's for sure, because not only just in this 2S league and the Tier 4 that's coming up tomorrow, he and him and the Ocean Chief are fantastic teammates. I don't know how many times Ocean Chief has congratulated Snelly for the fantastic work he's done, and obviously he's doing that work for you as well. He's still an Alfa Romeo, and for tomorrow he'll be remaining in Alfa Romeo as well. Ocean Chief will be switching over to the Alfa Romeo from the AlphaTauri. So, yep, we have a big shout out there, Snelly, if you're listening. Good on you, mate. You are the driver of driver's driver, by far, teammate of all teammates. So, yeah, mate, that futuristic, that was pretty good. I think we've got more words out of a Scandinavian driver than I've ever heard in my life. Wait till the championship. trophy that's probably may very well be yours. Where are we heading to next race, my friend?
Oh, bro, I'm only doing the races. I know that the team is paying for the flight, so here you have the ticket for the flight. Then I just hop on the plane.
I think we might be
to it.
still in the Middle East, right? Because
Yeah.
we might be. Are we
Jeddah.
we going to Jeddah?
Jeddah's
Are we going to
next.
new track? Oh, interesting. How do you
Yeah.
find that one, Mr. Futuristic?
I mean, it's going to be interesting. I don't think many people have done a league race around it, so it's going to be interesting for sure to see how the cars behave and how we can battle with each other.
Excellent. Well, you need to secure yourself basically another top 5, top 4 podium position. That's going to be getting damn close to wrapping up that championship. Well, we're going to be wrapping up this stream at the moment because we've been bringing it on. Mr. Tipsy, will be any questions there to Futuristic before we depart? Well,
No,
before
man.
you
Not
retire.
really. I think Futuristic pretty much covered it all. Good job from him. P4.
Thank you.
Yep, excellent. Well, Tipsy Bob, I'll let you retire in your in the hotel room. I'll be and I'm going to stay in the hotel room as well too, so I'm going to be back here tomorrow as well, commentating for the partner here of 2S, which is the SLR. And we're going to have a whole week here in Abu Dhabi for sure with all the different tiers and stuff like that. But the 2S is done. The ACC was there yesterday. Make sure you catch up with the ACC action on this channel, this YouTube network. Fantastic crew, obviously. Big shout out there to the stewarding team that'll have to go through all the stewarding reports and everybody at 2S for putting the production work together. And Tipsy Bob, of course, for stepping in, help out last minute in the comms. Hopefully you get to drive tomorrow, mate, so I can commentate you.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah. That'll be it. Everybody, please take care, stay safe. I know a lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people are getting, obviously, our not so friendly friend of the coronavirus, and even people that I know that have all been vaccinated and stuff like that are still getting it. So, well, hopefully it helps you out, of course. But, yeah, take care of yourselves first. Gaming second. Well, family first. Yourself. And then gaming and everything else after. So that's it for 2S. That's it from myself, Biggles, Tipsy Bob, all the crew.